Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoiler cast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, we are back. It is March 16th. Sunday, of course, March 16th. And when the Jeremy is away, the deep dive nerds will play. So here we are.
The newsness will play.
Right. Yes, a news day, because we haven't done it in a while. And man, has there been some stuff that's come out. Hot damn.
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, I think we try to start our news stuff off with like rumors or like what if kind of things, and slightly confirmed. Looks like the actress Sadie Sink, best known for her role in Stranger Things, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
She's been cast in Spider-Man 4. Of course, there's rumors as to who she could be because there's nothing out there as far as like who she's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But she has been cast. And it looks like Stranger Things is going to be wrapping up with its series finale here soon. Maybe.
Who knows?
Right?
Like freaking those kids were little children and now like they're grown-ass adults at this point.
That's funny. But yeah, a lot of people are speculating Jean Grey. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope it's going to be Jean Grey. Like the other rumor is Mary Jane, and I don't like that because originally when Zendaya was cast, you know, there was all this backlash of like, oh, they're whatever, blackwashing a ginger kind of thing. And it's been revealed since then that it was just corporate fuckery with Sony. Sony was like, you can have a MJ, just not the MJ kind of thing. And I like their chemistry. Obviously, they're like getting engaged, Tom Holland and Zendaya. So like they have really good chemistry on screen. So I'm like, whatever, this works. It's not Mary Jane, but it's MJ. It's still sort of the same like analog character. So I dig it. Sadie I looked up her age. She's 22 now, and Tom Holland is 28. This is a 6-year difference. It's not that big of a deal because like Tom Holland is like kind of young looking for his age anyway.
Yeah.
She still, though, to me, looks like she's 16 years old, at least all the like online photos I've seen of her. So it's weird. So I don't want it to be MJ, but I'm absolutely down for Jean Grey because it makes me think of the Ultimate Spider-Man storyline where eventually Pete does meet the X-Men. I forget what happens. There's like a kid with powers going off, and Pete like goes and like tries to stop him, and then the X-Men show up and he's like, hey, you're the X-Men. And Jean Grey specifically is like one of the people that meets him, and she says something like, oh, I've just read your mind, you're a really nice guy, you're one of the first guys who's never actually pictured me naked. And then she kind of scowls at him and she's like, until now. And he's like, well, you just mentioned it, how was I not supposed to?
That's funny.
And then Kitty, it's revealed in that story, Kitty Pryde has a crush and she starts dating Pete for a little while in the Ultimate Universe. I don't know if we'll get any of that, but I like the idea of maybe introducing the X-Men in a Spider-Man movie. I think that's kind of cool. And I want like the classic, like Marvel Girl, Beast, Angel, Cyclops, Iceman kind of team. And I think that would be really cool if they're like kind of children-ish, like they're teenagers.
Yeah. I know that everything that I've been hearing, like a lot of people, because she is a ginger and stuff like that, a lot of people were, gearing towards Jean because of the fact that Feige keeps saying we're going to start sprinkling in mutants.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's a big fan pick for Jean Grey and all that jazz. But one of the things I think that's got people kind of kerfunkled is the fact that this Spider-Man 4 film seems like it may be like somewhat of a Battle World type movie.
Yeah.
So like, that's why the whole MJ thing is kind of there. Like, could he, see what he's missing or something along those lines?
She's like an alternate universe MJ.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like
I just don't see them using her for that and then just being done with it.
Yeah. She's a really good actress. All those kids are, for the most part. Like,
right.
I don't think Millie Bobby Brown is, but that's a hot take of mine. But oh man, I just don't like. They need to start getting back to with how Daredevil is going. I'm like, can we please make Spider-Man a street level character again? Can we please just have that? Like, I don't need him to be this fucking multi-dimensional being that like fights, like he shoots webs for Christ's sakes and sticks to walls. Like, I don't need him to be this like Avenger level superhero.
Yeah.
And yeah, if that's the case, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If she's like alternate universe MJ.
I don't see them getting an actress like her to do that. Like, why? Like, why would you waste the time? Why would you waste the money? Why would you waste all that stuff on a character that essentially is like throwaway?
Right.
Like, you're not going to sit there and bring her in to get rid of Zendaya. You know what I mean? Unless Zendaya's out, on her way out the door.
Yeah. I would hope the way No Way Home ended, that the payoff for these next 3 movies is him working his way back to Zendaya and like getting her to remember him or whatever.
Right.
Like that's going to be the main kind of emotional tug for Tom Holland's Peter Parker in this next set of trilogy movies. I really don't want like, oh, it's an MJ from another universe kind of thing, and I'm in love with her now, or if it's even that, or it's just like she's missing and I have to save her for this Peter. Like, stop. What are you doing? Stop.
I was going to say, that's some Scott Summers shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is.
Especially with it being Jean.
You're like a reincarnation of Jean.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with 100% with you. And then like to go along with the whole, like how you were starting off your conversation with, them doing somewhat of a swap with Zendaya. Like we've gotten past that hump. Like, don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like, like we've been past it. We've gotten a trilogy out. Like, don't fuck with that. Right.
It makes no fucking sense to then be like, nope, surprise. Now we have real MJ.
Y'all wanted it. Here it is. Like, no, fuck you. Like, that's funny. Well, some movies that are coming out here quite soon, actually. We got the Thunderbolts. There's a trailer for that. That's coming out May 2nd. What was your whelming on this trailer?
The one I sent you for us to specifically talk about was the one where they designed it to look like an A24, this like indie film. Like, it's made by Marvel. You know, that studio you've never heard of.
But with these no-name actors.
Yeah, exactly.
They have their breakout roles.
They were using things like, the cinematographer from Midsummer, or I forget what it said in the trailer. And then it was like from the writer of Beef and all this stuff. It was cool. I like it, but I'm like, what are you doing, Marvel? Like, I get it. Like, Florence Pugh in the article, that the reason why we're even bringing this up was like mentioning how she said it was like an A24 like indie assassin movie. And I'm like, to be honest with you, that's something Marvel's never done. I'm here for that. That sounds cool. I hope that's what happens.
Yeah.
After Captain America Brave New World, I'm kind of like, you can say all you want, but until I see it, I'm not going to believe a damn thing y'all say anymore. So like, I'm just kind of like, please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good. Which is going to be the theme for most of the Marvel stuff we talk about.
You gave me no whelming on the actual trailer.
Oh yeah,
itself.
shit.
Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll say I'm cautiously whelmed.
Nice. Yes, that's a solid, because that's the same for me.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be good, obviously. And like, it looks interesting, but Marvel's fucked me over too many times with these trailers towards like,
yeah,
I want to be hype. Like, I really do. You spoke about Florence Pugh and the A24. I found it interesting that, of course, Beef, I believe that was an A24 movie.
I
remember right?
No, it was
a Netflix.
It was a TV show that was on Netflix. I can't remember who produced it. I don't think it was A24.
Okay.
But it was good. I liked it. It had Steven Yeun in it. It's a weird show. It's basically about two people who like have an altercation, like almost like a road rage altercation, and then they keep running into each other and like fucking up each other's lives throughout the like season.
Nice.
But yeah.
Maybe it was okay, but you did mention Midsummer.
Yes.
And that's the director for that is the director for this?
No. I think it said the cinematographer of Midsummer.
Okay. Got you. Well, I know that is an A24 movie.
Yes, it is.
Florence Pugh is like her breakout movie. She had like other movies before it, but that Midsummer was like her breakout movie.
Yeah.
So I like that it's her saying this. You know what I mean? Where she's got experience, and then we've got the cinematographer from it. So I enjoy that. I'm appreciative of that. However, again, it's still I'm still like with you. I'm like. You can say it, but until I see this,
until the rubber meets the road, kind of thing. I like. Right. I don't believe you anymore.
Right. I want to ask you on this specific trailer that you sent me, which is the stylized trailer. Did you notice that one name was missing in all the names?
Probably, maybe. I doubt it. Like when I first watched it, maybe, but. The second time, I just did a quick little like scrub through on it, but I don't remember.
So as they're like going through the team, they put up the names Walker and Yelena and Red Guardian. Taskmaster is not there.
Oh, okay.
And so like, is it them showing their hand that like
Taskmaster dies?
Taskmaster's not going to make it through this movie?
Maybe.
Like,
I mean... Being that spoilers for the movie, but being that we've seen that they're going up against Sentry, like someone better fucking die. Like,
what was that character from the original Suicide Squad movie?
It was Slipknot.
Yes. Was Taskmaster the Slipknot?
Probably. Yeah, absolutely. Dies within 2 seconds of the film.
Is that so they can bring in like a real Taskmaster? And I'm saying that because the character is nothing like
other
the
than
Marvel one.
She has the powers of Taskmaster where she can like copy your fighting style.
Right.
Like, she's that's the only thing that she's close to Taskmaster.
Her costume was pretty good too. I'll give her the costume as well.
I hated the one from I can't remember actually if I liked it now, or back then, but now I hate the costume that was in Black Widow. This one looks more like cool, but it does also look like Ghost, so it's kind of confusing.
Yeah. Ghost did look a lot different.
Yeah.
I am glad they're keeping her. I hope they make her relevant again. I actually like that character, and I want to see more of Ghost. So
I just like that they're keeping her because she's the only one on the team that isn't a fucking super soldier.
Or an ex-assassin. Not an ex-assassin. Well, she technically was an assassin, but not trained by the Red Room or something along those lines. Like,
I'm just saying she has a power that's like visually different than the rest. Right. Where the rest are all just like really good fighters. She can actually like phase through things. And I'm like, I don't know. I like a team that's like made up of people with different powers. So like when they're on screen, it looks cool for them doing different things.
Right. And you have that opportunity to sit there and like mesh them up in cool fight scenes and whatnot.
Yeah, like the first Avengers when we got to do that like camera of like, it was like fallen Tony Stark like flying through the city, shooting down the T'Challa, and then he like lands and helps out Cap and shoots the little laser up against Cap's shield kind of thing. And then I don't know, we see Hulk and Thor doing some stuff. Like I don't know, I want to see shit like that with other characters.
Right, exactly. Cool. On to another trailer that came out of a movie that I believe is coming out in July with all the other fucking movies this year.
Which is why we're so damn busy this year.
But Fantastic Four is coming out. So I'm honestly a little pissed off that when the initial trailer was dropped, it was here at Huntsville, Alabama, and I did not get any kind of clue at all. There was nothing. I would have so taken off work and drove up there just to have a chance.
I got to be honest, I think I would have too. Like, it's not that far of a drive. Like,
right.
I would have absolutely done that. I think that was cool that they did that since it's kind of like invoking that like 60s space race kind of stuff in the trailer.
I'm really surprised they didn't do something at like Cape Canaveral or something like that, like somewhere in Florida. Like, I know like Huntsville's like their Space and Rocket Center is like a big deal, but
Mhm.
it's just I don't know. I was surprised by that. So, anyways, what is your whelming on that trailer?
As far as that trailer goes, I think I'm pleasantly whelmed. Again, this is one of those that like I am also cautiously whelmed, but from this trailer, it gives me big, incredible vibes. And it's what I've been screaming since day one about what they need to do with the Fantastic Four. I love the line where Reed is kind of like unsure about everything, and Sue is like consoling him, saying, you know, like Johnny's Johnny. You know, Ben's always been a rock, and you know, I'm here, and we're gonna do this how we always do it. We're gonna do it as a family. I think that's such a cool line. It reminds me of the scene from Incredibles where it's basically the same thing where Elastigirl's talking with Mr. Incredible, and you know, she basically says we're going to do this as a family, like defeating Syndrome and all that.
Yeah.
I love the CGI on the Thing. I think it looks really great. It doesn't look too CGI-y. I think it's a mixture of practical and visual effects. So I think Ebon Moss-Baccarat's wearing like a big giant puffy suit, so that's what fills out the like bulk. That's why you see the Thing, like he's not shirtless, he's mostly in like a costume kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they
Fat
just
guy in a little coat.
yes, fat guy in a little coat. But Richard, anyway. As someone who grew up with the name Richard, so many people used to quote that line. And as a fat man, they would constantly quote that line to me.
Why'd you buy so many little coats?
I don't know. They weren't little at the time. I just got fatter.
You're like a hermit crab.
Yes. I keep swapping out. Yeah. That's actually pretty accurate. I live like a hermit crab. I just go around filling into some, like there's just a pair of pants lying on the floor, and I just immediately swap them out.
It's time for me to molt.
But no, yeah, I like Ben Grimm. I like his scene. I think I'm late to the game on this, but I watched the first 3 seasons of The Bear. Actually, it's all 3 seasons of The Bear. It's not finished yet, but I love him in that show. So I'm excited to see him be Ben Grimm. I think he's going to knock it out of the park. I think out of all the 4, he's going to be the big, like, talked about role, I think.
Okay, so preference this with like I'm not a Fantastic Four fan like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed The Incredibles, don't get me wrong, but like I'm just not. I'm not your guy when it comes to Fantastic Four.
Right.
So like I was not impressed, but only by the fact that like I just don't necessarily care about this team.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie does look like it will be good. At least I hope so anyways. But again, this is Marvel trailers and just doing what Marvel trailers do.
Yeah.
It was just their job. So they do it quite well. And I like the way that Sue Storm's force fields they're perceived to look anyways with the prismatic deal. I like that. That seems to be different than what we've seen before. We get a glimpse of her, you know, going invisible, and that looked pretty good. So no issues there. I'm with you on the Thing. He looks really good. I like the sound of him clapping. It kind of sounds like rocks.
Yeah.
And he has that Jack Kirby look on his face as well, which was really nice. I enjoyed that. My only complaint with the Thing is that I wish he had more of that like New York accent. Like I wish he had more of that, just because, you know, when you read the comics, there's so much of that, you know.
Yeah.
Yancey Street, New York, whatever style dialogue. So I wish he had more of that. But you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point in time.
in The Bear, it takes place in Chicago, but he does have like a thick kind of like Italian kind of accent. So I'm thinking that he may put more on. We just couldn't hear it in that one scene.
Yeah. I hope so. That'd be nice. Johnny is I don't know how I feel about Johnny, honestly. Like that's the actor playing him just doesn't strike me as Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is coming from somebody who doesn't like Fantastic Four, so like take that with a grain of salt, you know? So I mean, of course I'm gonna see it. Like we gotta talk about it, but hopefully blows my socks off.
Yeah.
So that'd be great. That's the best case scenario.
He, like, it was a weird casting when I heard him, but I was excited because he too was a recent Stranger Things standout character in that show. And I was excited. I'm still excited to see him. But I will say, yeah, I'm like, he looks goofy. Like, he looks kind of like a goober, the way they like, because Johnny's supposed to be like a hot, like, kind of dude, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's not that he isn't attractive. I don't know. This is a straight guy talking about this, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you go, I'm immediately thinking of Chris Evans is Johnny Storm. I was about to say Steve Rogers, but anyway,
yeah,
his Johnny Storm kind of thing. And this one, he just looks more gooberish. But I do like Johnny is like very immature, so he is capturing that aspect of it. Like, I don't know what exactly was happening, but where he's wearing like the suit and he's like leaning on the chair and he flips it up. Like clearly he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. But yeah, looks wise, he's like, it's mostly the hair. I think if they gave him a cooler haircut, he would look cooler, but he's kind of got like the old 60s like goober hair.
he kind of does look like a Ken doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this, from the looks of the trailer as well, you know, you mentioned the 60s. I think this will move throughout time because it looks like their hair as well as like some of their attire like changes. So I kind of wonder, like, will this be somewhat of a multi-year timepiece as well?
That'd be cool.
I know the other biggest thing was we got a glimpse at an actual good glimpse at Galactus.
Yeah.
In this, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm excited. It's about time we finally get that goofy purple head, like purple man. Like, I'm so excited to see. I've wanted to see Galactus. Like, I'm not the biggest. Like, I love Hickman's run of Fantastic Four. That's my favorite Fantastic Four run. I want Galactus so bad though, since like the Jessica Alba days. I wanted to see that giant goofy headed man on the big screen. So it's about I feel like Deadpool with Wolverine's costume. It's like, oh, thank God that took only 20 fucking years.
That's funny. Yeah, it seems like they actually got it right this time around, so that's good.
Yeah.
You know, no purple clouded mass heading towards Earth, so that's nice.
Yes.
I will say that there is no Franklin Richards in the trailer. I think they're hiding him.
I do too.
I really do. I really think they're hiding him. And no Silver Surfer in the trailer as well. And that really, I think they did that on purpose. And I think they're trying to. I think they're going to get backlash from it.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're worried about.
They absolutely will. I mean, when they announced it, they got backlash. So I think they're doing what they always do, where, you know, they will eventually have a trailer that reveals her. Like, it's like the last thing in the trailer.
Yeah.
And we see her as Silver Surfer. I can't remember the actress's name right now off the top of my head, but we see her as the full CGI Silver Surfer, and it's like the last thing, and then it cuts to like whatever the logo or the date that it's released at.
I heard a rumor as well that this, for those of you out there listening, instead of Norrin Rad, Silver Surfer, we're supposed to be getting Shia LaBeouf, his partner, Silver Surfer, and that's from the comic books. It's a thing. It's happened. I heard though that she would be portrayed as like being bald instead of having the hair.
Oh no.
Don't know.
I don't know if I like that.
That was kind of my thing. I was like, if you're gonna go for the comics, like, why not just I wonder if they just couldn't get the hair flowing in silver right. Like that could be a real big deal to try and get that right.
That was my thought, was like, maybe it looks real bad with hair, like just the CGI, like the visual effects just does not, it's just not there. Like the technology is not there to look good.
Something. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that though. I mean, it does add to the like otherworldliness that is Silver Surfer.
Right.
Like it makes it seem she's like, I don't know, like a Star Trek kind of character.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got to be honest with you. This is one of those, and you can speak more to this since you have no hair. But like, certain people just do not look good with a bald head.
No.
Like that's a look. Like especially women in general. Like women, if they have like a pixie haircut, like certain women can pull that off. But you go full bald, there's a very like that's a small percentage of a small percentage of people who can pull that look off. And I'm dubious about that.
Yeah, because part of me is like surely you're going for somewhat of a sex appeal. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
surely.
Maybe. I doubt it.
But when you make this character bald, especially because the actress they got to play her, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you mean to tell me I'm going to see this woman in skin tight something or other?" It's like that was one of the first comments that were made and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like when you make her bald, it's gonna, I would think, take away from the sex appeal, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I guess we'll find out.
Some people are into that. I don't know.
Yeah, right. All right. So other Marvel, like this is real, the big Marvel rumor thing, and I saved this. I know we talked about doing this stuff at first, and then I saved it for the last part of the Marvel section, but this has been the really big thing that everybody's been talking about, and I feel like more stuff has come out about it. So honestly, I'm glad we didn't talk about this when it did come out. But there was apparently some quote unquote leaked concept art for Doomsday, more so Secret Wars, I think, per the pictures that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen this, you can search it on Google. It's out there.
Yeah, just real quick, it was Doomsday, Secret Wars, and then potentially the Fantastic Four First Steps concept art, and something with Jocasta in Armor Wars, which I don't think is a thing anymore.
Wow. I've heard it's not necessarily canceled, but nobody's really talking about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that I know we didn't talk about this, but some things that are definitely on hold for right now. There was a Nova series apparently in development that we've heard rumblings of that here and there. Mm-hmm. That's on the back burner, but they acknowledge it and they put it on the back burner. There was a TV show called Terror Inc. that is now officially on the back burner. That they were something they were talking about. And there's one other TV show. I need to look it up and I need to send that to you. But because I forgot completely all about that till just now.
Yeah, I don't know any of this.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, really? That's stuff y'all are talking about doing. Like, that's crazy.
Wait, did you say Nova is going to be a TV show, or is it just on the back burner?
It's now officially like on the back. Like They're not doing it. It's not even in development anymore.
Okay. I was going to say it needs to be a movie. It does not need to be a Disney Plus show.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. They need to have the budget to show us what happened on Xandar and like give us Thanos
and his powers and stuff. I don't want like cheapened like stuff so they can hit the TV show budget kind of stuff.
And like, I think you could tell the story essentially in like a special presentation, but at the same time, I just don't think you're going to have the budget to do it in a special presentation.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but back to concept art. Yeah, this stuff has been, you can find it, you can Google it. The ones that people have really talked about is like, it looks like a Young Avengers setup with Wong and Star-Lord in a bar, and apparently Dupe is off to the side. A lot of people got hyped about that and started picking up the first appearance of Dupe.
I didn't even notice Dupe until you just said that. I'm looking at the images right now as we speak, and yeah, I didn't even notice him. Holy shit. That's funny.
I think I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, it's fucking Dupe," but like I think Dupe is just. I think it's like they're in a bar and he's just passing by. Mm-hmm. Like that's the kind of like the way that I saw the image. That's what I did. I took it. Maybe I'm wrong though, but that's kind of how I took it.
It could also just be the concept art. Like the concept artist is just playing, like having fun. Like we'll have some other cameo person there,
right? No, and that's what I was getting to. It's exactly one of those where it's like, hey, this is a bar of like mutants or something like that,
Mhm.
and they're hiding out in here, whatever the case is,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be some random person walk by that everybody goes, holy shit, it's so and so.
Mhm.
That's cool. Like it's gonna be Howard the Duck or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Because he
Yeah.
does that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So there's that. There's an image of Doom in his green garbs. There's an image of Hulk and She-Hulk and a revamped Scar, it looks like, in a village of like Hulks almost. So at least a lot of people that were green. So I just assumed they were Hulks.
Is that who that's supposed to be? Scar?
Scar, yeah.
I thought it was in the Hickman Secret Wars where there's like multiple like sections of Battle World where it's like different multiverses. There's one that like everybody's a Hulk.
Yeah, it's like a Planet Hulk Secret
Yeah.
Wars book or something like that. Yeah.
I thought that's what the Secret Wars, because people in the background are also Hulk creatures.
That's what yeah.
So I just thought this was like someone coming up to talk to Banner Hulk and She-Hulk kind
Yeah.
of thing. I didn't realize that was Scar. That's
It
what
almost
that's
looks like
supposed to
he has an arrow in his arm.
be. No, it's through his. It's
Yeah.
yeah. The artist is
It's weird.
It's weird. There's one in his rib cage, like lung area,
Yeah.
like lower lung, and then there's one sticking out of his arm.
Yeah. So a lot of people are theorizing this is Scar and he's gotten a revamped look, which honestly, thank God.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank God that one, the one at the end of She-Hulk was a fucking war crime. Like, it was like, oh no.
and then I think another bigger one though, and maybe I'm missing one or whatever, but you've got what looks like God Emperor Doom sitting on a throne. Next to him is a woman that is presumed to be his wife. You've got a child in front of her. And so people are theorizing that is Sue and that is Franklin in front, and which is, kind of a little bit away because really him and Valeria have more of a relationship than him and Franklin.
I really want that brought to the big screen. I think that's one of the most interesting things with Doom and his relationship with the Fantastic Four is like he named Valeria after like I think his mom or one of his lovers or something like that, because Doom, anyway, it's a long story, but it's like the child was in danger and Doom was like, "Hey, I can save her, but if you want me to save her, I get one, like wish or whatever." And they're like, "Sure, whatever." And he's like, "I get to name the child." And it's such a power play from Doom.
It's so funny. It looks like there is Stephen Strange off to the left and front of the picture as well. And then somebody like in shackles down below, as well as I want to say there's somebody behind that person that's like chained up, and I can't think of who it was.
I can't tell who it is, but yeah, there's a woman, she's holding the chains, and then there's someone kind of in the foreground with her behind that prisoner, and then there's just like, it's very like olden king times, and there's people inside the court, like the king's room, if you will.
Yeah, very Games of Thrones looking.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the Hulks real quick. I theorize. Oh, there's also one picture of like colorless White Vision, however you want to describe him.
Yeah,
hanging out on a couch with Star-Lord.
Yes, like watching TV.
Yeah. I theorize that the Hulk scene. A lot of people are saying, because there's two movies that are supposed to come out between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and one of them is going to be Spider-Man 4, from what we know right now, or at least that's what the rumor is. And a lot of people are saying that the other one will be a World War Hulk movie. I wonder if it'll be more of a Planet Hulk movie, because like we were talking about earlier, that series in Secret Wars was called Planet Hulk. This village looks like a lot of Hulks. Like, I just feel like Planet Hulk fits more with that. Now you could do it where like Maestro is like over this land and then they go to overthrow it, and then that becomes like a World War Hulk. But that could just be wishful thinking as well, especially as we get more and more into this conversation as far as like what the Russos have to say about this artwork, since they're, over the storyboard. And Yeah, why would we not go God Emperor Doom? Regardless of what the artwork is, like why would we not bring Robert Downey Jr. back to be Victor Von Doom and not have him as God Emperor Doom? I don't understand why we wouldn't do that
Yeah.
for Secret Wars.
Yeah, I just again the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing, like as Doom, I don't like in general. But yeah, if we're bringing that big name of an actor, he's probably going to be the God Emperor Doom. But yeah, I mean, it's got. If that's not what Secret Wars is about, then what are you doing? Like what?
Exactly.
It's like having the. I mean, well, they did that actually. Now that I think about it, I was going to say it's like having the Infinity War like stuff and it not being about death. And then I was like, well, actually, no, they they actually did do that. So
it was, but it wasn't about that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I trust the Russo brothers because they like I forget how many movies they've made. All 4 of their movies are like in my top like 10.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think they will do an okay job. I just also am worried because the setup is just not there. The reason why Endgame and Infinity War worked so well is we set it all up, and
right.
The setup is like it's not even set up; it's just laying there on the floor.
So it's interesting that you bring that up because a lot of the things that's been talked about with the Russos, with Robert Downey Jr. and all this other jazz, was that it was always supposed to be Doom at Secret Wars. This whole idea that it was Kang and like, and that kind of goes along with what other people were saying as far as like, you know, Jonathan Majors came in, he killed the role, and then that's kind of like when they pivoted and went with him, and they were going to do everything off of him. And apparently, Robert Downey Jr., from what I've been hearing and reading and stuff like that, is he got the role of Doom a few years back. And he's the one that's actually been talking to the Russo brothers and got the Russo brothers to come back and do Secret Wars and Doomsday. When I guess they decided to do this movie. And the Russo brothers are coming in and they're saying that these leaks are not their Secret Wars. And these seem like more of Secret Wars like concept art than anything, not Doomsday. Like maybe the one with him in green, but the rest of it seems more like Secret Wars type stuff.
Yeah, because it's all like alternate dimension kind of stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, you know, or no, not a lot of people. The Russos, they're like, oh, this is not our leak concept art. It's like, okay, well, it's kind of weird for you to specify it's not ours, first of all. And then secondly, when the art got released, Marvel was very much like block, 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 block. And it's like, if it's not legit shit, like you're not going to spend the time and effort to go block, like to hunt this stuff down.
I think this is the Russo brothers doing damage control. Personally, I think this is 100% a leak, and they're like, no, that's not it. Because how many I have one note. Honestly, we spent way more time talking about this, but I have one note, and it was like, yeah, and Andrew Garfield swore he was not in No Way Home.
That's what I read on
so,
Reddit.
Like, I don't trust a fucking word that you say. Like,
well, I said that they said, you know, it's not ours, and I was like, that says a lot. And you know what I mean. And if it's not theirs, then that means that they did have ideas of this, beforehand.
I think it's also like, well, what do you mean by it's not ours? Do you mean like I didn't physically draw it? It's not ours? Or that like it's not our team that we're using to do concept art kind of thing?
Yeah. Or this wasn't our vision of the same project that, you know, was been set before us. Yeah. No, I agree. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. Y'all should definitely go and Google it and find some more stuff out. It's fun to sit there and theorize and speculate and rumor mill and all that other jazz about it. So it's really cool.
It looks cool. I like that vision of Doom, that image of Doom on his like throne room, not the God Emperor Doom, but just Doom slumped over in his throne room in Latveria. Like, it's fucking cool. I want to make it my wallpaper. It just looks so fucking cool.
No, it's freaking beautiful artwork. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, somebody took some time and detail, like either with like if they weren't drawing it, then they definitely use some kind of AI or something like that, because like Hulk looks like Banner Hulk, She-Hulk looks like She-Hulk. You could definitely tell Strange and stuff like that. It was, I think they did a good job, regardless. All right, the big news.
Literally.
So much news. DCU intentions and their slate as of right now. Okay, so of course we got Creature Commandos. We've done a whole review of that series. You definitely go back and check it out if you haven't already.
Yes.
Superman's coming out July of this year. So come back. I'm sure we'll be doing a review of that. Peacemaker Season 2, I think, is due out sometime the end of this year, something like that.
Yeah.
So
there was a thing in the article mentioning about a little bit about like Peacemaker, but it's still up in the air when it's fucking coming out.
Right. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, summer of next year, 2026. Lanterns, early 2026, HBO Max TV show. One of the weird things about that, we got a first look of that, of the two actors playing Hal and John. It looks like this is from another article we were reading. It looks like Hal is on his way out the door and John's going to be taking over. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, considering the actor they got to play, like, I understand it, but... And I think it's just more of like biased on my part that I prefer Hal over Jonathan, even though there's nothing wrong with John. Fantastic Lantern, and the Lantern they're going to go with because he's, I think, the most relevant as far as like our age and stuff like that.
He's kind of like our Lantern due to the cartoon show.
Right. But I still prefer Hal. But one of the things they said in the article was that it's not a part of a larger storytelling, and I didn't get those vibes when we first were getting that series when they were talking about it. It seems like this was the beginning of a larger thing, and so that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, that is what Gunn said, that this would be part of like a bigger intergalactic kind of storytelling. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm here for, so like my comments on the Hal thing. I like Hal. I like the idea of like Hal's established and now he's going to be the mentor for John. I think that's a cool idea because I'm used to seeing Hal like with the Great Temples and stuff like that. And he is the thing that cements him in the DC history is like he is the greatest Lantern that ever lived.
Yeah.
So like I love the idea that he is like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way for like listeners to understand. Like he is Captain America, if you will. He's Steve Rogers, and John is now Sam Wilson, and he's having to like live up to that legacy. He's having to like be trained by him and figure out what to do. Like I think that's a cool idea for the Green Lantern storyline.
I was going to go a way darker route and say Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka, but that didn't end really well.
No, that didn't end well at all. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't want them to do the parallax thing with Hal. I hope Gunn doesn't do that.
I hope they mention it.
Yeah.
And maybe like eventually do like a series on it or something, but not right now. Like not with him coming out the door and stuff like that. Like, no, that needs to be like part of his past.
Yeah, if anything, it's already happened. But yeah, I don't want it like by the end of the series, Hal goes like evil and John has to like defeat him kind of thing.
I definitely don't want that.
Yeah, I don't either.
But they were talking about some shit that's coming up. So the intentions that they have are to have 2 live action movies a year, 1 animated movie a year, along with 2 live action TV shows and 2 animated TV shows a year. That seems like a lot of shit to try and do on top of like trying to get comic books and video games. Cause he started reaching out to the video game makers to do more of that kind of stuff. And like, the fuck are you doing, James Gunn?
Yeah. I don't think this is a Gunn move because I'm so mad that I did not send this to you. Cause I also wanted to talk about this is David Zaslav, the person that owns WB and Max and all that stuff. This is, I think, his doing because there was an article talking about the other day that the fate of WB rests on James Gunn's Superman movie. If it does not do well, Zaslav may like sell it off, do something, I don't know what, but like if this doesn't work, it's all over kind of thing, which is like, oof, no pressure.
Well, have you heard the news where Saffron may be taking a bigger role in WB?
Yeah. Yeah, they're wanting to move him to do WB stuff, and then Gunn is going to just be over the like DC stuff.
Yeah. I can't. I wish I'd wrote down the role because I thought it was like a really like they were replacing like two people in just with him.
Yeah,
and it's like like it was a big role, like overseeing like even Matt Reeves' Batman, which kind of brought more questioning of like, will they force Matt Reeves to put Batman, Pattinson Batman into the Gunn universe, like
which that was something that was mentioned in this, is that Pattinson is not involved with like the DCU Batman. Right. One of the things they talked about is they're going to do 2 Batman movies.
Yeah,
they're going to do Matt Reeves whenever the fuck that comes out because it's been moved back and stuff. But now they're saying that Pattinson for sure is not involved with, like, they want to separate themselves from that, which I'm glad, because I do like Matt Reeves' Batman. It's the best Batman. We literally did a whole thing where we watched all the Batmans. But I don't think he's a fit for this DCU kind of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I just, as much as we talk about Feige as a liar, like,
yeah,
I think Saffron and James Gunn are as well.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, they learned from the best.
But some stuff they're wanting to come out with, like, it looks like this stuff is greenlit as far as right now, as far as like while we're recording this. Clayface movie.
I was taken aback when I heard that.
Well, I said something about this here a couple of weeks ago, and you're like, what? And yeah, written by Mike Flanagan. Apparently, he came to Gunn with the script and was like, they were excited about it.
Yeah,
a body horror movie that seems like it's right up your alley, Richard.
Yeah. It's gonna gross me. I'll definitely go see it because I love me some horror movies, and I love Mike Flanagan. I love all the House of Usher, all that stuff that he does on Netflix is cool.
James Watkins is in talks to direct. Is that the See No Evil director, if I remember correctly?
Yes, I believe so.
So lots of horror type stuff, which honestly, I think we need more like superhero horror. I think that would be really cool and awesome to do. And I would think that if this Clayface movie went over well, that maybe they would use him for Swamp Thing if he had a good idea. But Swamp Thing looks like it's way on the back burner, like way up there, Morty, like way on the back burner. Like,
which I don't understand, because you want an easy like horror movie. Swamp Thing's your guy, man.
Right?
Like, it's easier than Clayface, in my opinion.
The things you could bring in for that, like, yeah. But I also think that's because that was an easy one for them to put on the back burner, because even when this whole slate was getting done, James Gunn was like, it's like relatively connected to the universe, which means like it can't be. It's whatever. We just know y'all like Swamp Thing and we want to put that out there for y'all. Like, that's how that shit came off.
I mean, you could do a solo movie and it just take place in the where's the swamp that he always stays in? It's the I can't think of it right now.
It's not the Everglades.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's
it. The Everglades, or is that Man Thing?
No, it's the Florida Everglades.
Okay, I get those two confused. I think Man Thing's in the Bayou.
Yeah, I think Man Thing is in the Bayou. But anyway, like, you could just say like this thing happened in the Everglades, and he does exist in the DCU, which no one's fucking discovered him because he's a swamp man that lives in the swamp. Like,
right. A Teen Titans live action movie, which
yeah, I'm kind of mad on that.
I guess we have a whole however many seasons of Teen Titans, which I tried to get into, but I just
I loved Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, but Teen Titans. I loved.
Well, there was the Teen Titans cartoon, then you had Teen Titans Go, and then you had Titans that was like a TBS.
Oh, yeah. No, I hated that one. The Titans one. The fuck Batman line.
Yes,
yeah, I was like, no. Fuck this show.
Yeah, that's the one I had a hard time getting into. The Teen Titans cartoon that you were talking about, not the Go. I love that cartoon as well. That's a good one. That's a really good cartoon. Speaking of cartoons, an animated Blue Beetle series. It's supposed to continue from the film. So how do you feel about that? Because
I think that is a huge smart move, and not in the sense of like that movie was very meh, but
yeah,
what is the easiest way to do Blue Beetle's powers on a budget? A cartoon show.
Yeah.
And then you can bring him in for the movies later when you have like more money and stuff like that to show his cool powers and stuff. Like that is such a brilliant idea, in my opinion. It's like make a TV show, make a cartoon show, make it canon, and like it's so much cheaper and easier to like animate his powers and stuff than it would be to do it for the larger screen.
Well, and he was a big part of Brave and the Bold cartoon as well, and he was it was fun watching that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm yes, 100% as well. Like trying to seeing what was his name, George
Lopez.
Oh yes, George Lopez. Like his reactions in animation, that's going to be fantastic. I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
Especially like if it's that anime style or whatever, where it's just like over the top a little bit. Like
I just want him to get rid of that mullet. That's the only thing. Or that rat tail. What did he have? He have a mullet or rat tail?
I think he had a mullet.
I think he had a mullet too.
Talks of a Sergeant Rock movie? Maybe? Like, what?
Who?
Really?
Like, who? Yeah, I don't know. Sergeant Rock. I was like, fucking who? It supposedly was just chatter from what he said. Like Daniel Craig is not attached to it. It's not happening. And I know Gunn likes his deep cuts, but I'm like, please don't. Like, I don't.
Sergeant Rock's pretty cool though.
Is he? I don't know.
Sergeant Rock is pretty cool.
I like DC, like I do, but it's mostly just Batman. Like I know a lot about Batman. For the more like in-depth stuff of the DC universe, I'm kind of very shallow in that. Like I'm just waiting in the little kitty section of it. I don't know much of any of the knowledge for it.
There was a Sergeant Rock versus like zombies book that came out like a year or two ago that I heard people saying like, oh, it's actually pretty good. And so I kind of want to pick that up and read it and see like that may be actually like a really good like horror one for us to look at come October or something like that. Like, and kind of dip our toes in the Sergeant Rock. And I would love to see, especially like how, and maybe it's not as popular as it was, but you know, Call of Duty Zombies used to be like really big.
Yeah.
And so like if you did like a Sergeant Rock versus zombies, that could actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And just do it animated and see how it looks and how it comes out. Like if people love it, then you can kind of go on from there.
Yeah.
So a cartoon series called The Dynamic Duo featuring Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, which kind of confirms like Bat Family if it's part of like the main DC universe, because that's another thing I'm not liking about this whole press conference deal. Is like, there's another property we're going to talk about it that he has confirmed that it's not like it's an Elseworld story.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. This one's probably my favorite out of the animated stuff, because I not only do I like the name of it because like it's invoking the Batman dynamic duo with Batman and Robin, but also the two that they've got being partners are the most polar opposite of Batman's sidekicks. You've got Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. So the fact that they're calling a dynamic duo, which, you know, like the definition of dynamic is like this like wide swing movement kind of stuff. So it just fits with that whole like it's like the Odd Couple with superheroes, like or Batman's sidekicks kind of thing. I'm like this could be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that one.
So then it brings up like, would Dick Grayson be part of Teen Titans though?
Yeah, I don't know, because we could have, since we're starting. See, I want this to be connected with the DCU, and that way, when Gunn does do Brave and the Bold, we have Damian. You could say, well, here's the Dick. Here, you know, here's Dick Grayson. Here is Jason Todd, and then we could have for Teen Titans, Tim Drake is the leader of the Titans.
Yeah. Because Tim Drake is a favorite. So
yeah, And they don't ever know what to do with him. So, like, make him the leader of the Titans.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. My Adventures with Green Lantern, another animated series. This is featuring Jessica Cruz, which kind of like takes me back a little bit because all the rumors there for the longest time was Jessica Cruz was going to get her own series. I think she is like up there with Hal and John. Like, honestly, in popularity, I think Jessica Cruz is one of those ones that's like on up there. So I hope we do get to see her in live action. There's a Superpowers animated. This seems like a kid show.
Yeah,
is what this seems like.
That one and the next one you're getting to, I think, are absolutely just going to be kid shows.
I wonder if Starfire. That's the next one up.
Yeah,
animated. This is confirmed to be an Elseworld, which that threw me off because I was like, wait a second. He acknowledges that Starfire was in the Creature Commandos, talking about doing a Teen Titans movie, and this animated series is supposed to be an origin story, but an Elseworld. Like, why would you do that?
Well, I don't think this is him trying to like make everything connect. I think this is literally like, think of it from I hate to be talking like this, but like a corporate goon. Like, think like a corporate goon for a second, and like he is like, I want to build the brand of Starfire, so I'm going to make like, I don't know, a My Little Pony kind of cartoon with Starfire. Because didn't he mention something about like being Technicolor vibes and stuff like that? So I think what he's doing is he's going to build like a very kiddie cartoon for girls to draw in for them to, you know, when they grow up, they're like, oh, here's Starfire. I know who Starfire is because of this cartoon. And she's now in this movie with these other character kind of things.
Okay. Okay, you explaining it like that, I get it, and the reason why it kind of clicks now, you saying it like that, is because two of the characters that Starfire apparently is supposed to like meet on her adventures is one Princess Amethyst of Gem World, which I was like, I've speculated a little bit on that.
No, I know,
but then the other one was Crush, and that's where it kind of threw me off. I was like, there's no way this is a kid's show. Because like Crush is Lobo's daughter.
Yeah.
So like
but I could see like when you go in, like if you look at Teen Titans Go, like they made Slade like a goofy character, and that was like for kids kind of thing. So I could easily see them doing something with that. But yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't want it to be, because like I kind of want to watch a Starfire cartoon show, because I like Starfire. I liked her from the old Teen Titans cartoon show. But if it's, you know, like I said, if it's like a Care Bear, I don't know, I'm dating myself there. But if it's like something like that, I don't fucking care.
I'll invite you over when me and my daughter watch it, and you can sit on the couch with us.
Okay.
But like, they've also had Harley Quinn in little kid shows though too.
That's
so
true,
like, just because this is like a, you know, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, like just because this is like if this was a kid show or whatever, then like that doesn't mean they couldn't have somebody of that variety of character. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, like now putting more thought into it and hearing that side, that does make a little bit more sense. So. But yeah, that's the lineup. Is there anything that I missed? Because I feel like that was a lot of animated stuff.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I had on here was the Authority has been deprioritized due to it, like with stuff going on with Superman, and there's not really much going on with the script right now. And the Waller show has also been like reworked due to Peacemaker coming out soon, which is like, when we need a date. Is that even happening? Like,
honestly, that's a solid move in my opinion. Like, you're kind of wishy-washy on what was going to be connected and what wasn't.
Yeah,
it seems more solid now. Like Peacemaker is going to be connected, and Blue Beetle, that movie, which I said was probably going to be connected because of how disconnected it was, but also being a Saffron like production.
Yeah.
That this was probably going to continue on. And then they bring Zolo back as well. So I assume he'll be voicing the animation on that. That'll be cool. Glad he'll be getting a paycheck again. And
I'm sure he will be too.
Right. And so I think that's a solid move. Like, there's no need in doing a Waller TV show that's going to be just pretty much Peacemaker.
Yeah.
When you're just going to stick with that anyways. Like, just cancel Waller.
Yeah, there's almost too much Waller. Like, we got Waller with Creature Commandos. We're getting probably Waller again with Peacemaker 2. Like, I don't need another series with Waller. Like, I like Viola Davis as fucking Amanda Waller, but like, come on, let's see something else.
I just want her to be the evil Nick Fury of the DCU. That's all I care. Like, that's all I want to see her as.
Yeah, I do too. I want to see the ruthlessness of her, because again, that was one of my complaints with the Creature Commando things with that. But anyway,
yeah, cool. You got anything else to
add? One thing actually, when I was scrolling through it said something about Penguin season 2, and it was like it's up in the air depending on Colin Farrell's availability and of course all the prosthetic work. And I'm like, he loved, like, I watched all the behind the scenes stuff on that. He loved doing that show, but he fucking hated doing the prosthetics, like sitting in there for hours. So I'm like, I don't think you're getting a season 2 of Penguin. As good as it was, I don't think you're getting a season 2 of Penguin.
Yeah. Did he ever win anything for all that makeup and stuff like that? I don't think. Like, did he?
It won something, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have to have the story to like keep going or whatever, and so I don't, especially where they left it at. I don't know that warrants a season 2, and I don't want them just to put something out just to put something out. But at the same time, like, if they did have something to show off, I hope they would figure something out to where like he doesn't necessarily have to put all this stuff on. Like, I don't know. Like, it looked really good, but at the same time, maybe if we dialed it back some, we'd be able to get him back to do something else. You know what I mean? If it was worth doing.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember if it won. So I was trying to look up. I can't remember if it won something or if it was at least up for a nomination on something, but I can't find that right now. So anyway, maybe it's just in my head. Maybe I'm having wishful thoughts.
Oh, I think it did win something, because I was questioning whether or not Penguin was the first comic book thing to win either a Grammy or not a Grammy. That's for music.
He dropped a hot like album.
Yeah. Penguin, the greatest hits. And it wasn't. Oscar doesn't do TV, does it?
No.
There's so many of these award shows. They need to get their ass together. Like, it's too much.
He won a Golden Globe. I thought it was a Golden Globe. That's for television.
because I question whether it was the first, but Joaquin Phoenix actually got something for Joker.
Yeah.
So, anyways, cool. Well, is that it?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Awesome.
We finally made it. We made it through March Newsness.
Hopefully, y'all sticking around made it through March Newsness as well. We'll be back next week with Daredevil as long as Jeremy comes back. I really hope Jeremy comes back.
I do too.
Hot damn, Daredevil episode 3. I need to fucking talk about that.
I do too.
Like,
you hear that,
and
Jeremy?
Then we'll have 4. So we'll have 2 episodes to cover.
I know.
Holy shit.
I know.
Y'all come back. We're already excited about it. I know y'all will be as well. In the meantime, Richard, where can they find you at?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, a Blue Skies, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and shortbox22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did making it. With all being said, say goodbye, Richard.
Goodbye, Richard. Goodbye. I feel so special. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Okay, is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?